Hello everybody. So in this short video, I want to show you how you can clean your old revised cards, because most of the time it's just dirt on the white surface, and by doing this, what I'm going to show you, the overall looking of the card improves much more. This one over here that I just did for practice, and it was this one. These two were most likely the same. This card was not dirt, it's a slight surface damage. And the same over here, so that cannot be cleaned. If you scrub so much on the surface, scratch the surface, here is okay, but in other cards, if you put so much pressure, the card will, the paper surface will be removed, and that's a bad thing. So let's get started, and you will see how it goes. It's very simple. So as you can see, the dirt is over here and here above all, and we just applying some cloth with this. This is a cloth for cleaning your glasses, and some water will help you remove that dirt. So first of all, you just put some water in here, and with this tiny quantity will be enough to start. Okay, hold on. Okay. So let's get started. First, you wet slightly and no pressure at all. With this part, we just wet. Okay? You put the finger below, behind, or whatever you say it in English. You understand what I'm saying? Very slightly. And now, as you can see, the card is already getting cleaned. And now if you want, you can get a dry part from the cloth and push a little bit harder. Now that the card has gotten a little bit wetter, the dirt parts will be removed much easier. You can put a little bit more pressure, always being careful not to damage the cardboard of the card. Because you know, these cards have a coating that protects the cardboard from liquids in the surface. So the card, as you can see, seems far better. And maybe you have a card that is excellent, but if it's full of dirt, you cannot sell it as excellent or play it as excellent, because, well, it's not so appealing to the eye, I would say. If the card has dirt, it's not the same. We all know that, right? So you put some water and let it be there for a few seconds, and in the surface the same. Always, I'm not making any pressure. Don't pressure the card. You can start pressing the card once you go for the dry part after doing this. So now we can wait a little bit, maybe, so the dirt gets wet, and then will be much more easily removed. Let's move to the dry part again, and let's give it a try once more. No pressure, still no pressure. Is if after a few times you see that the card, the dirt is not being removed, you can then apply a bit of pressure. Always very careful. And yes, it seems like dirt is going away. This card was quite easy. To be honest. Yes, as you can see, the card looks much better. Back in the day, I always cleaned my dual lands, and you should do the same. Take a look. We have a island fish Jaconius cleaned from dirt and ready to be seen in the party suit for the night party. So the card looks much better. So now we're going to try a card that has slightly damage. Here the surface has been scratched much more. So this one is probably going to be more difficult to clean. You see these dots? These dots are, I'm sure they are very sticky to stick it to the card. I hope you can understand my rough English, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Those dots are going to be tough, because when you have to apply the cloth near to the edge has no protection. The edge is pure cardboard, so you have to be very careful, because if you apply wet cloth, the water will go inside there, because there is no coating in the edge. So please, when you do this, have that in mind. Okay, this card value is almost 0, so it's okay. You can also try with basic lands. But trust me, have you ever cleaned silver? You should try it out, because it's a very comforting thing to do, because it's so full of dirt, and when you clean it, it becomes much better looking. So much good looking into one thing. So we go again. We get the water very slightly. If you wet it too much, what you can do is just dry it on itself. So the water will somehow get diluted, you see. Now it's a bigger part. You see the dirt on the, you see how dirty it is now that we cleaned. It's the second card I clean. So you see it's working. With the finger in the middle, we start again. Only water. In the dots, you need to apply a little bit more pressure. And of course, cut your nails. Never use your nails, and to make 100% sure, cut down your nails. Because if you use a nail to remove the dirt, you're going to damage the card 100%. I'm telling you from experience, so don't make the same mistake I did, guys. Okay, here we have a spot that is actually being quite tough to clean. Let me show you that spot in the middle. Can you see it? Those two and these ones are going to be more difficult because are close to the edge. Okay, let's keep going. You only have to repeat the process and watch how the cardboard develops, because you know you only have a number of times you can do this, because even though the dirt is above the coating, what you want to do is remove the dirt, not the coating. The coating, however you pronounce it. Sorry for my English, guys. But when you're doing this, obviously you are also removing a little bit of this coating. That this must be something like, how do you call it? Wax. It's probably something related to wax. Wax coating. Okay, seems much better now. Let me focus over here. Can you see what happened here? It's very, very, very slightly. Can you see that the cardboard in the edge, because of the use and the normal wear of the card, because this card was played without sleeve, you can see that it's a little bit more rough in the edge. That's because this card had no coating over there because of the condition. So you have to be much more careful when you're doing this. But you see the card, it's in perfect shape and same condition at all, and much better looking. We're going to go for this side and then upwards. You can see that this edge, it's pure cardboard, has no coating. So here, when you apply water, the water will drip inside very slightly. So you have to be careful with the edges, okay? Here is happening the same. It's like the dirt has gone inside the cardboard. If you're not sure, I would say it's better to just forget about the edges, the squares, the frame, from the frame. So yes, it's the three ones. Okay, let's move on. Let's keep going. I'm going to wet it a little bit more again. And of course, dry it on itself. It makes feel so good. It's like cleaning silver. You should try it someday. People, oh, sorry, it was not focused, apologize. People say silver is thankful, and it totally makes sense to me now that I have cleaned a few times some silver plates that my mother has in house because it shines so much after you clean it. Something similar with these cards. So now that we have applied the wet part of the cloth, now we move on to the dry again. Let's see if we can do something. Here the edges are not going to be possible to be cleaned. Okay, let's go for that spot. It's actually quite tough to remove. I hope you can see well. That spot, it's being tough to remove. Can you see? Overall, the cards looks amazing. But we are going to try to give it a little bit more to these two, and you will see how it goes. I'm now applying again a little bit of wet part in the cloth, and you can see it has already moved away. Sorry for the not focus. Let's go again to the dry part of the card, and I think right side we have it already. We are not going to give it more because this card is lower condition than the other one and usually has less coating. Let's apply a little bit of wet in here, this dot, very, very carefully. And now again dry. You only have to practice with a couple of cards from the same edition you want to clean, and you will see I'm now applying a little bit of pressure with the dry part. Don't apply pressure if you're using wet cloth. So I would say the card is already ready to go. Seems like it's, you see, full of crap. Let me get some water again and apply all over the card just to give a beautiful finish. Give it a couple of seconds to wet the dirt it may have, and then clean, dry with the dry part of the cloth. Just like this, very simple. It's a process, a simple process that you should enjoy, because in the end the card will look much better. And in my opinion, if you have an underground sea and you changed the edge condition from how it was before cleaning it and after clean it, well, I would ask a couple of euros or bucks more to the card. See, back is always in worse condition in revised, like this one. But as you can see, this card looks far better, not only for selling, guys, but if you are going to play it, isn't it much cooler to play a clean card? Of course, from the amazing Anson Maddox, never forget. Anson Maddox and Mark Tedin. These two were cleaned, and now you see the difference. Let's check the edges over here, the corners, and you can see how it's a little bit rough in here because of the cleaning and the previous condition. But even with that thing, with the problem in the edges, as you can see, the card still looks much better. So this is the end of the video, guys. I hope you liked and learned something new. And well, thanks a lot for being here, guys, and hope to see you soon in the next one. Bye bye.